if the Bucs win and the Falcons win the next day, the Panthers still win the division in a three-way tie, which would be resolved by round robin against each other. The Panthers have the edge because they swept the Falcons and will have split with the Bucs. So the Panthers know the assignment. Win and we're in. Bucs win, and then we got to hope that the Falcons lose the next day to the Saints. Tampa Bay's favored by 2.5 with an over-under of 43.5. Tampa has seemingly been able to do nothing right lately. Can they get it together and get this win?
I mean, I'm not sure. I look at it and go, hey, when you look at Carolina, they're the win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one. That's where we are. And this week would be win one because they lost last week, and that's the way it's been for, 12
Analytics.
weeks? 12 weeks in a row, right? It's deep dive right there. Deep dive. And then I think the other side of it, too, is just going – it's hard to pick the Bucs right now. It feels like the Bucs have forgotten how to win. That's what you look at with the Bucs right now. But I'll say this. I said this to you on PFT earlier today. There was some encouraging things about last week and what they did. They moved the ball on Miami, right? Like, physically looked good. The attack was good. Baker Mayfield's arm looked good. He made some mistakes and has got to be a little more careful, right? They can't get strip sacked by Bradley Chubb. They missed a field goal and all that. But they got, I think, Evans and Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka going right now. And I think that's the good thing. And if they can run on the Carolina Panthers, which a lot of teams have been able to do, I think that'll basically make them unstoppable on the offensive side of the ball, right? But, of course, I worry about the Bucs having won in forever, and then their defense has been horrible. And their defense, and with Carolina, my main saying with them is if they can run a little, it helps their football team out. I don't think their pass game is good enough to just stand alone and carry the team that way. But this is a game here where I think the Bucs will not let them run the ball. They will go all out in that department, and I don't think Carolina is quite explosive enough in the pass game to make the plays on the Buccaneers defense and take advantage of that weak secondary there. With all that and what I saw from the Bucs on the offensive side last week, I'm going to play that they get it right at home this week and win against the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go 27-20 Bucs.
Backs against the wall, and we don't know what the end result would be if they lose on Saturday. It'll be strange if they win, but then don't win the division. I still think that ownership, given their history of making some kind of unpredictable, kooky, quirky coaching decisions, I think if they lose on Saturday, we have to at least keep a very close watch on what happens next in Tampa as it relates to head coach Todd Bowles. I think that is going to be enough. Look, if they can't find a way to get their shit together this week with the opportunity to win the division still there after everything that has gone wrong, and they lost 23-20 to the Panthers just a couple of weeks ago, and maybe that was floating around in my subconscious because I've picked 23-20 Buccaneers for this one. They get the revenge. They put themselves in position. If our buddy Tyler Shuck and the Saints can upend the Falcons, the Bucs would then host the 5 seed in the wild card round and be potentially dangerous. I think these teams, I said this earlier in the week, whoever wins this division, especially if it's the Panthers, but it's going to apply to the Bucs as well, they're going to be very maligned. They're going to have this natural chip on their shoulder. Nobody believes in us, and rightfully so. They're going to be loose. They're not going to expect anything. The most dangerous team in the playoffs is the team that just feels like we got nothing to lose because we're not supposed to be here. And I think they could have a surprise. Either team for the number 5 seed in the wild card round. So the Bucs at least do their part to set up a potential home game the following week by getting the win 23-20.
Yeah, all right. We'll see. It's a tough one to call here. It really is. And I'm actually surprised. I thought you would go Carolina with this one. I went back and forth, and I know I got them winning by 7, but I'm like thinking late touchdown to win the football game. Nothing that is a blowout or controlling the game in any way, shape, or form there.
The big concern I have, I think Baker Mayfield is far more injured than we know. That is his mindset. That's the way he's wired. He finds a way to play no matter how banged up he is. I think his injuries have affected his play. He won't use it as an excuse. He deals with it. He takes the blame for interceptions and other miscues. I think physically he's having a hard time playing to his absolute best because he is banged up and he currently has both a right shoulder injury and a knee injury. He was limited in practice on Tuesday.
Yo. Thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.